Hello guys, welcome to Code with Arun Chahar. Today we will be learning how to set up a Laravel role and permissions through a package called Spatie Laravel Permission. This is going to be a very straightforward and simple tutorial. I assure you within 10 minutes you should have a complete understanding how it works. Let's jump into it. So guys, I do have a brand new setup of a Laravel application. Nothing, just an installation of Laravel, then installation of Laravel UI for authentication system. So we can apply a user and role on the basis of the authentication. Anyway, I wrote an article about the same. I'm going to attach the same link in the description of the video so you can follow the steps. So within this brand new Laravel setup, we have Laravel UI for authentication. Then we will start from here. The step one is to install the package of Spatie called Laravel Permission. I'm going to copy this command from right here. Let's clean it. Let me make it a little bit large. Done. Composer requires Spatie Laravel Permission. It'll take few seconds. It should be downloaded. Let's see what is the next step. The next step is to publish the configuration. So I'm going to copy this command and put it. Done. And the third command is clear the configuration. Let's copy, make it happen. Done. The last fourth command is make a migration. Done. That's super simple and straightforward, guys. I made it very straightforward. I went through many tutorials. I could not find a straight and simple way to make it happen. And I got puzzled when I was learning this. So I thought, hey, why not? Let's make it very simple and straightforward one. Anyway, now we do have the package injected into our Laravel application. Now the process start how to use it. In order to use it, it has a trait of has roles. If you know what is a trait, copy this namespace, go to app, models, user model, put the namespace and apply the trait has roles right here. This one is done. Now the next command, by default, this package comes with a bunch of what they call middlewares. They already have pre-built. We don't have to do anything. It does the magic. So we're going to copy this middlewares and go to the bootstrap folder in Laravel 11, then app.php. And in line number 13, you're going to see with middlewares. So I'm going to put this thing right here, middleware alias. We have three middlewares, role, or permission. Done. Now, the next command is here. We are going to create a route, and the route will have, let me explain. Let's copy from here. Let's come to the route. So if you see closely, I made a route, a group route, and I applied a middleware of what? Of a permission, which we already just applied for permission. And if you see, I gave four permissions. That means only those guys access this route or these list of routes who will have the permission of create users, view users, edit user, delete user, or you may add anything more. So technically give a pipe like this and add more and more permissions. As of now, these permissions have not been generated. We're going to generate in a while, but just for the sake of is this tutorial, I made this route and add user. This is the route. If the user has these permissions or any one of these permissions, they can access this route, which returns nothing, add user. Now, if I try to go right now to the add user, it's gonna shoot an error. Add user. Let's run the server first. There we go. Let's go to add user route. It says user is not logged in. Yes, that's right. First, we're supposed to logged in. Let's click on register. I am going to create a user. Let's give a name, email, could be anything. Let's give a quick password, reconfirm the password, and that's it. Now let me go to the route add user. and the magic happens behind the scene. Did you notice? Because this registered is a brand new register. This register user does not have the permission, any one of them. If I remove these lines, let's see. If we don't have this, then he should be able to access this route. See that? But since I am applying this middleware, which says if the user has these permission, then only show this route. Let's refresh and it works. Perfect. Now, this package provides us a bunch of ways to create. Through the CLI, we can create role and permission. It says PHP artisan permission create role. That's the name of the role. Admin web is the guard, and these all the permission which gonna be sync along with the role creation. We're gonna sync some permission to the role. That's the beauty. Otherwise, I would have to create a CRUD of how to create role. Then I would have to create how to create permissions and edit and delete. But through this CLI, it happens instantly. Let me make it happen and the job is done, guys. So we have a role called admin, right? And the admin got sync some permissions. Let's create one more role just for the sake of this tutorial. And this role does not have any permission. PHP artisan make role, subscriber, and guard is web. If you notice, we did not give any permission to this subscriber. Now, generally what happens each time a user gets registered in Laravel UI, let me show you what I meant. We can assign, while registering the user, we can assign a role. We have an assign role method. If you go to app, HTTP, auth, and register controller, there's supposed to be a method called create, right? So it is returning a user. So as of now, if we creating a user, it does not have a role by default. Let me make it happen by default user role. So I'm going to say user instead of return. I'm going to make a variable called user. Now we have the data in the user and I'm going to go ahead. The method is assign role that came with the trait, which we just applied on the model. And I'll say subscriber hard coded because I knew that's the same name of the role which we created. And then we're going to return the user. I would say return user. That's the same thing. So what we have done and added an extra line, user got registered and we assigned a role. Done, guys. Now, the only problem we can have as of now, this existing user which I am logged in, that does not have a permission, right? If you remember, we just created and this user does not have a permission. So what we're going to do, we can check the permission. Let me show you what I meant. Uh, Okay, let's change the permission. Okay, existing user does not have a permission, but I'm going to make an arrangement. Let's make a route. If you see the code, it's a get request, change role, anonymous function. First, we are getting the user auth user, if you know how it works. Then user assign role, that's the function which we're going to use in build, and the name of the role. It should assign a role. And I am going to do a die dump. If the role has been assigned, then I took a variable role equal to, this is how we can check auth user get role name. It could have multiple roles, so I'm fetching the first one. So if everything is good, guys, we supposed to have the die dump should be admin. Let's give a shot. Oh, let me run the server first. PHP artisan serve. Let me give it an admin. Perfect. So that means our existing user has got the role admin, and admin already has synced with 4 permissions, if you know what I mean. I just showed you earlier, right? So if I want to go to add user path, right, I am getting this now, because if you see in the route file, it has a middleware of permission. And if these 4 permission, which we just created through CLI, exists and this guy has it, then they can show this route. Otherwise, they won't. Now, Another situation, if a new user jumped in, registered, they're going to have a new role called subscriber. If you remember, we just did it. Let's go ahead and try without registering first. I'm going to go, that's a different browser. Let's try add user route. And it says user is not logged in. Yes, he is not. Now let's go ahead and sign in as a different user. Let me say any name. Register. Now, if we go to that path, okay, you ignore this one. Assign role. We made a little typo error. You see that it's supposed to be assign. There's a typo error in register controller assign role. And supposed to be subscriber. This is the controller of UI register user. Then along with the user registering, we are assigning the role as a subscriber. My bad for this typo error, guys. Let me go ahead and register again a new user. Let's give any name. Oh, my bad. Seems like we did not create the subs. Oh, again, one more typo. I don't know. I'm having a bad day today. Subscriber. Okay, guys, I'm crossing the finger this time. Let's try one more time. Okay. Then I'm going to say, let me give a password. And okay, it's already in there. Let me try another name because this got registered. I'm going to say user at mail.com. And I'm really hoping this should work this time. And it did work. Thank you. So if I go to the add route, now keep in mind, this new registered user is only role subscriber, and the subscriber role does not have any permission. That means he is not supposed to have this route. If they go to the add user route, they're supposed to have an error, which is 403. And in the another browser, I have the role as an admin and have those four permissions. So if I go to this route, add user, I am able to access this route successfully. I'm really hoping, guys, it is making sense for you. If you see any situation, the comment box is there. Write it down. I'll try to rescue you. And I'm going to attach this link of my blog so you can take the reference. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Cheers.